So we have the register screen here, and right now it's just a couple of input fields and a button. We need to bind it to state variables on the component. So let's do that. So here we have the input fields. Let's create on the component side. Here we'll create a state variables to hold all this information. So for that, we'll create a state variable over here, and we'll grab here the username. It will be initially empty. The password also initially empty, and the verify password also initially empty. Once we have that, we can bind these input fields to each one of those state variables by saying that this is the value is going to grab it from this .state.username, and we can do that for all these. So this would be for the password, and this will be for the verified password. So now they're going to grab the values from that state variable, but we need also to be able to change it. So to change it, we have to bind the onChange, so that when we grab the values from the event, we can update these variables, right? So we can say this dot set state. We're going to change the username. We're going to change it to, we'll need, I guess, the event here. So we'll say event. So we'll put this inside of a closure. And so we're going to grab it from the e.target.value. Right? And we're going to do this for all of them. So that's for the username. Then we'll need it for the password as well. And we'll need it for the verified password. Right? The only difference is that we're going to be updating different variables in there. So here's for the password, and we're going to be updating the verified password. So if we go into the form, we see that we can indeed modify it. Right? We can change the values. And finally, the button. What we're going to do for now is that we're going to implement a really simple register function. That for now, what we'll do is that it's just going to console log the user, just to make sure that we are grabbing all the information. So we can say we're going to do an onClick for this button. So this will be onClick. It will invoke this dot register is going to pass as argument this dot state. Now that this dot state contains the username and password. Right? We could have perhaps put it in a user object inside of the state, but that's fine. The state contains everything we need, including the username and password. So let's try this out. Let's show the inspect here. And we can show it on the right-hand side in the console. And if we refresh, let's try and type, let's say, Bob register. Notice that indeed in the console, we were able to grab all that information and collect it inside of an object. So next thing is that we need to find out is how is it that we're going to send this over perhaps to a server for actually registering and adding us to a database. So let's take a look at that next.